The price of the pump is no joke, and it's only just beginning. But then again, the mainstream media would like us to believe that it's the Putin price hike. But I got some information here to show you that it's not Putin, it's the Biden price hike. Let's talk about this. Okay, one take, quick minute, do a quick RTD, quick take, share my 2 cents on some things, and bring to you some interesting graphics as well as just some information from the mainstream news that basically gives paint a better picture as to why there's pain at the pump. And of course, this is just one angle at which we can look at it, and it has to do with the complete unraveling of our energy independence from the prior administration and how the deliberate push to go net zero is the primary reason why there's going to be so much pain now and moving forward. And so anyway, if you guys enjoy content like this, definitely click that thumbs up button, click the subscribe button, and share this so people can get an alternative viewpoint on what's really happening in the mainstream news. So as you guys can see on the screen here, I have the average national gas price here. As you guys can see, the current price as of today is about $4.59. And so that's depending on where you're looking at. But then again, I came across an interesting Twitter feed that basically paints a much more dire situation with the price at the pump. And then just to give an idea as to how severe things really are, we're still setting records in a sense. And so real quickly, I'll share with you this Twitter feed here where it says, there it is, a gallon of gas costs more than the federal minimum wage. And so this is a picture from somewhere. My assumption is that it's probably in California on the West Coast. But as you guys can see right there on the screen, for regular, $7.29. And just to show you how severe it is, here's actually the federal minimum wage. And as of right now, it's $7.25. 1 gallon of gas costs more than an hour's wage in accordance to this federal minimum wage. This type of stuff here is unsustainable. And so quickly, how did we arrive at this point? Outside of the monetary policy as well as the fiscal policy, right somewhere in between there, there's been a deliberate push to go green, to remove all carbon emission footprint. And it has a lot to do with the agenda that was brought forth during the last administration from the Democratic side, and it's called the Green New Deal, and all the things dealing with basically getting to net zero carbon emissions by 2030. And of course, this is a part of a much more sinister, globally orchestrated event. But most people don't care about that just because you only focus on what actually impacts you today. And as of right now, the reason I'm shining so much light on the gas prices is just because it's starting to impact people's lives. When you see people on Twitter sharing their 2 cents, when you see that the current price of a gallon of gas somewhere in this country has now surpassed the actual federal minimum wage, that is cause for alarm. And hopefully it gets more people to realize what's going on the smaller level so that they can start looking at the much more bigger situations happening around the world. And so, as I mentioned, I want to share another visual aid here as to how well before the whole Ukraine-Russia situation, we were trending upward in reference to the price at the pump. And it had to do with the unraveling of the prior administration push of being energy independent. And by legislative policy, as well as all the orders out of the White House, everything that's been unraveled from the prior administration has led to a cutting off of our nation's ability to be energy independent. And before I show you the timeline visual aid here, I thought I would just include one more article called Why Joe Biden, I Did That Gas Pump Sticker Are Appearing Everywhere. I have yet to see one. Comment below, let me know if you guys have seen one. But yet, once again, this picture here of Joe pointing to the price there saying, I did that. I'd imagine those things are going to pop up at every gas station around the country at some point. But anyway, so there's visual aid right here. So as you guys can see, I grabbed this off Twitter, came across this, thought it was worth sharing with you guys. But it says Biden is driving up fuel prices. And of course, each single policy from the very day one points to how and why we're here. So let's just go back to the beginning. January 20th, 2021, President Biden inaugurated. And within that same time frame, he cancels the Keystone pipeline. And of course, that was a major deal that could have furthered our energy independence, but that wasn't part of the deal. Move on to the next one. Biden halts new oil and gas leases, literally a week later. Can't make this stuff up. Next one, federal, February 19th, Biden rejoins Paris climate agreement. Everyone in the alternative media knew that the prior administration made sure that we would put America's interests first. But then again, this current administration jumped right back into the same globalist agenda a couple of weeks later. So within the first couple of months, this administration was extremely busy. Keep it moving. Then we got May 7th, 2021. Biden takes 30% of land off limits to oil and gas. The fact checkers can't refute this here. This is real stuff here. Next one, June 1st, 2021. Biden halts drilling in the ANWR. Next one, June 30th, Congress reverses Trump's natural gas regulations. Once again, you can check this for yourself. Next one here, October 7th, Biden reverses Trump NEPA regulation. October 29th, Interior begins, quote, social cost of carbon. Look it up here. And now we get into the 2022 timeframe. Russia invades Ukraine. And then that's when the mainstream narrative of the Putin price hike began. But as you guys can see, we were trending upward well before now. And then to keep it going, March 1st, Biden releases oil from the strategic petroleum reserves again. And of course, where did a lot of that energy go? Over to Europe to help subsidize them as they were forced to participate in this isolate Russia from the world event. And then to keep it going, March 21st, SEC proposes an anti-oil rule. I want to dive deeper into that one. And then most recently, within the last couple of days, Biden cancels remaining lease sales. And so as you guys can see from this visual aid right here, well before this current price at the pump now, we were trending upward. And it had a lot to do with the reversal of the prior administration's policy, as well as continued push to go net zero. At the same time, the world runs upon energy, and there's no real viable substitutes that's affordable available to us right now. So this is more of the globalist agenda to break down the American infrastructure, all leading up to that globalist heist that's well underway right now. You can't make this stuff up. But anyway, want to take a quick minute, highlight before you these visual aids and give you some framework as to how we've arrived at this point here, and how, based upon the trajectory of that chart I just showed with you, barring some type of unforeseen event or divine intervention, there's no way that those prices will all of a sudden come down. And so it's better to stay ahead of the curve and aware and awake to what's really happening than rather than paying attention to the mainstream news and actually thinking that they're telling you the truth at the same time that they're intentionally unraveling our country, creating an environment of complete chaos and pandemonium. But anyway, curious to hear what you guys think. If you found this valuable, hit that thumbs up button. Take this information, share it with family and friends so more people can find out the alternative side of reality. Because once again, you have the truth and a lie, and it's up to you in between to determine what's right and what resonates with you. Because there's so much information out here nowadays, it's becoming harder to process it all at once. But I do the best I can to break it down, simplify it, and share with you graphs, visual aids, and things of that nature, and have you go validate it. The best source to get close to truth, look for the fact checkers, look for the misinformation stamps, because they're trying to hide something. But anyway, done ranting. Leave a comment down below. See you guys later.